Hey everybody, welcome to the recording of the HIT 160 live session 2 for week 2. So the way that you will get participation points this week is by watching this recording and by completing the quiz that is embedded within this recording. So if you're logged into Canvas when you are watching this and when you complete the quiz questions, it will automatically record your information and you'll get your participation points for the week. Okay, so this week we're talking about data and databases. This quote here says, "The challenge for HIM professionals in the era of health information exchange and care coordination efforts is working to increase interoperability and make sure that the data being generated are safe and reliable." This is a video, a HIPAA review video. I had tried to play this earlier and the volume was not working on it, so if you would like to go back in this document when I send it out and watch this video, it's kind of helpful just for kind of a general review of HIPAA. So I'm going to start off talking about your week 2 discussion question. This is about backing up data. So you're going to open this document on here that says the week 2 discussion question information. They talk about a facility where the data backup that's going on isn't really meeting HIPAA standards. So let's just go here. I'm going to go over here to the class. When you scroll down to week 2, the discussion question. So it talks about a practice manager who is basically giving access for IT duties to her medical assistant. And the medical assistant isn't necessarily the best person to have those duties because she probably hasn't been trained in properly backing data up, and the way that she is going about this, she's bringing this information home with her. She has the data in her car. It's not really meeting those requirements of the HIPAA rules. So it says the HIPAA rules are attached, so it does have the administrative safeguards and the physical safeguards specified from HIPAA attached to this, and you're going to have to read through those and determine whether or not you think that they are doing this correctly, what could they be doing differently, and what risks are currently involved and how you'd recommend them doing this differently. So going back to this, administrative safeguards. Administrative actions and policies and procedures are to manage the selection, development, implementation, and maintenance of security measures to protect electronic protected health information, and to manage the conduct of the covered entity's workforce in relation to the protection of that information. And then your physical safeguards, let me type this in here. So this is amended by HITECH. They measure such as locking doors to safeguard data and various media from unauthorized access and exposures, including facility access controls, workstation use, workstation security, and device and media controls. So it's kind of what you think about when you think of physical safeguards. It's the physical things that they're doing to increase security at that facility. So these are some of the things that are highlighted in the administrative and physical safeguards part of HIPAA. So this information is located on pages 208 and 223 of your book. So for administrative safeguards, we've got security management. So this part is going to include risk analysis, risk management, so those types of activities. Also, with administrative safeguards, you have assigned security responsibilities. You have workforce security. This would be like authorization, And then it also says termination procedures. So if somebody is terminated from their job, how are they going to go about deactivating that user's account in order to not allow them to access protected health information any longer? Another thing under here is information access management. So again, that's like user authorization. So what is each user going to have as far as what parts of the electronic health record can they each access? Some people might need to access different parts of the EHR. Some people might need to access the entire electronic health record. It just depends on the role that they have. But getting that user access control is really important. Also, security awareness and training. This includes login, monitoring, who's logging in, password management, making sure nobody's giving out their passwords to anybody else. Security incident procedures, so we're just making sure that they're responding and reporting those appropriately. And contingency planning, which includes data backup, disaster recovery plan. Scroll down here. Okay, that's all going to be included in contingency planning. We're going to talk a little bit more about this too. So physical safeguards are going to be facility access controls, and this is on page 223 of your ebook. A facility security plan and maintenance records. Workstation location and use, so again, the physical things that they're doing to protect patient security and privacy. So making sure that computers are not facing patients. Files aren't easily accessible to patients, to other patients. You know, if there's a login, if you're writing the patient names, making sure that they're crossed off after each patient gets to be seen, making sure you're not saying patient names out loud, that sort of thing. Workstation security, and then device and media control. So this talks about disposing of that PHI, data backup and storage again. So those are the administrative and physical safeguards. So ideas for backup and contingency plans. So contingency plan, that's policies and procedures that identify how a healthcare facility will react in the event of an information system emergency, such as power failure, natural disaster, or a system failure. So for example, in this scenario that we're looking at here, information is being backed up on a flash drive. Information, I guess the benefit of that is that it's all in one place, but obviously it's risky because you could take that information anywhere. Just like in this scenario, the medical assistant has this information in her car. Well, that could easily be stolen and a breach could easily occur. Another idea for contingency planning is having a manual backup. So if you have an EHR, you could use paper lab slips, paper medical records as a backup plan. Another idea is off-site storage of information in case of a disaster occurring. So you can have that off-site in case there's a fire or anything like that. That information is still available as a backup. Information stored on the cloud, that's automatically backed up. So that's a really good backup to have. And then contracts with restoration companies. So in case if something does happen, such as a flood or a fire, they have that restoration company. They have like a business contract with them, a business associate agreement with them to help get some of that information restored if that happens. So why is it important for a healthcare organization or facility to have a contingency plan in place? So we're still talking about data quality. So one way to check for data quality is the Joint Commission has a quality check website. So this is an activity that I usually do here. You just go to their quality check website here. And I'm just going to use an example. This is a hospital that I had a surgery in quite a few years ago when I lived in Michigan. So I'm going to check them out. So you click on it. If you scroll all the way down at the bottom, it gives you an outline of their national patient safety goals and their national quality improvement goals and whether or not they've met those goals. So it looks like some of them are not applicable, like the NA, and then some of them, like the plus sign, means that they have exceeded that goal. So they've exceeded their stroke care goal, they've met their perinatal care goal, and this one looks like they're below the national comparison and the statewide comparison for their venous thromboembolism. So that might be something that, if somebody has that condition, maybe they don't want to go to this location if they are doing below average in that. So it's definitely a good tool to look at if you are searching for a hospital to go to. So this is, again, the Joint Commission Quality Check. Why is the Joint Commission's Quality Check an important tool to use? Okay, there's also the National Patient Safety Goals, which the Joint Commission sets out every year. They have a set of goals that they put out. This is the 2016 National Patient Safety Goals here. They've got identify patients correctly, using at least 2 ways to identify a patient, 2 methods of identifying them before doing any type of procedure on them. Improve staff communication, use medicine safely, so making sure things are labeled, making sure if a patient has allergies that you're checking that, using alarms safely, preventing infection, this is basic hand washing guidelines, things like that, identify patient safety risks, and preventing mistakes in surgery, so making sure that you're marking the correct side of the body before they do a surgical procedure. Things like that can help in preventing those mistakes in surgery. So those are the 2016 National Patient Safety Goals. This is a video, if you get a chance to look at this, the Joint Commission Safe Surgery Goal video. That's just one of their goals that they have. Okay, your week 2 case study, a HEMA data quality model. So we've got our HEMA data quality characteristics right here. You've got accessibility, accuracy, consistency, comprehensiveness, currency, definition, granularity, relevancy, precision, and timeliness. There is a matching game if you want to go back and play that matching game to kind of learn those terms and definitions a little bit better for those data quality characteristics. You have that in this document. And I also have some examples of the data quality characteristics and examples of them in the medical record. Okay, so you guys have, this week you're reading chapters 3, 4, and 6 of your ebook. You have your discussion question about that facility where the medical assistant is kind of functioning as the IT person, and you're answering those 3 questions about that. And you do have a drill again this week, 25 questions, unlimited attempts on that. And you also have that case study on the HEMA data quality model. So what you're doing in this is you're reading this scenario and you're going to pick out which HEMA data quality characteristics may or may not be present in the situation. So one thing I can see right here, it says the discharge summary has not been completed. Therefore, it's incomplete. So when you go back up here, I would say that it's not comprehensive at this point. It doesn't include everything. All the forms that it needs are not completed. It's not comprehensive. So that's one thing that does not include. One of the characteristics that's not in there. All right, guys. Thank you so much.